Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum.
the secret? I think you should go up, yeah.
Would you like hot water or tea?
Yeah, hot water is good. How's Greg? It's okay. His eyes? Better. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's great. Oh, okay, translator here. Okay. Oh. Yes.
Is it okay if we live stream?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. There's nothing secret. Oh. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay. First, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully all the blessings of the Buddha into us. And then we meditate, purify all our mental obscurations, delusions. Okay. So breathe in fully and exhale. Once more, please breathe in all the Buddha's blessing into us. Exhale. Once more, please breathe in all the blessings of the Buddha and fully purify and exhale. And then please relax physically, mentally. So it is always important to relax, lose our tension physically, mentally. And just be here in this place at this moment. And down, please meditate. The past is past, it's not here, it's gone. And future is not yet here, it's yet to come. So don't trace the past and don't kind of think about the future. And this very moment is very momentary. It doesn't stay. It's just passing. Every second. So that's reality, nature. How all these phenomena and ourselves are constituted within this kind of reality, nature. But we don't pay attention on this. No, just reflect on this. Everything so transitory nature. There's nothing to attach to. There's nothing to pursue. Just live the life at this moment, which is momentary. So just try to relax. So at this moment, when we could relax, then there is a sense of peace. So that kind of peace is uncontrived, because that peace, we're not creating that peace, we're just observing what that is. So it is uncontrived. It is as it is. Then, with this, maybe we should do this short here. We have called a Guru Yoga that brings the Dhammakaya onto the path. That's a very short one. Yeah, okay, yes. It's very short, so we can do in a like say 10, 15, half an hour, this practice, just to relax. Okay. Now we have at the beginning, there's taking refuge, cultivating bodhicitta. Okay. This, okay. So we read this together. So maybe no need special first teachings. We just read together, meditate on, and first we read the first part, we repeat this 3 times. So here, what we have is Vajra Lama. Vajra is the Buddha Dhammakaya, the embodiment of the 3 jewels. I take refuge in you and will until attain enlightenment. First, this is a very important point. You see, we are totally focused on this life. All our effort, everything is focused. This life, success. This life, happiness. This life's achievement. We really, we don't pay attention next life so much. We talk of enlightenment, but not really, See, if you're happy this life, then that's it. But within that, if you achieve enlightenment, then you're so good, So, because of that, we just take refuge. Anything which makes you happy in this life. No. So just, you want to translate? Or need to? Yeah, please. Yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, okay, very good, yes. That helps really, you know. I'm so happy about that, yes. So you see, here we say, take refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. No, many of you know Vajra, the ultimate Buddha, absolute Buddha, which is not outside of us, it is within us. That ultimate nature we have. To penetrate that reality nature, to experience that nature, which is the absence of all the delusions, mental afflictions. No, so when we take refuge in that, which is the inseparable of the emptiness and luminosity. Emptiness means the emptiness of all the delusions. And luminosity means all the perfect, excellent qualities. Is inseparable of that. So taking refuge in that means which that is the total, absolute, uncontrived nature of the enlightenment. No. So we are not taking refuge in the delusion of the creations. See, so please. So that's it's called taking refuge, how we take. So this may take, you may experience this life, possible, next life. It can be take many lifetimes, but doesn't matter. But we have to know how to take refuge, the enlightenment. No, because see, everybody desire for peace and happiness. Everyone desire to free from suffering. And this is not something belief system. It's the reality, see. Even small insects are into that state, into that reality nature. No matter what happens, still we desire for peace and happiness. No matter what happens, still we desire to free from suffering. Even ruthless individuals, you see. Makes sense? These are very important. Keep that in the mind while we're practicing, starting this. Not some fantasies, making some illusory nature out there, here, you know. We have to be in the basic where we are. See. We need this peace and happiness today, tomorrow, this life, next life, even in the hell realm, animal realm, human beings, demigod, God realm, anywhere we go. We need to free from suffering. That's the reality check. So keep that in the mind. Dhamma is for that purpose. not as a Buddhism, not as a religion. Make sense? So then when you study, practice Dhamma, it will make you home, not changing your belief system. Because now, 21st century is the 21st century is the century of the science, technology, you see. So we are all educated in some way. So we know how to take refuge, why we're taking refuge. So Buddha is fully awakened, as called. Awakened from the delusion, from the ignorance. We had been self-grasping. We are so entangled in the delusion. Every day, our entanglement is so strong. It's called pre-existing propensity. So habituated, that habit, that propensity, so deep, is empty, is nowhere, yet it is so powerful. You have received a lot of Mahamudra teachings, Dzogchen teachings, chakra channel teachings, but they don't do any good to disentangle this our pre-existing propensity. See, our habit habit continues. No. Sometimes you think, what happened? These are not working. It is working, but we don't know how to practice them. No? We are just touching on the surface, not within. So this is the way, Pastor, you see. I take refuge. First, most important. Then next is cultivating bodhicitta. See, our suffering is not just oneself. Everybody, as I mentioned, everybody desires for peace and happiness. Everyone desires to free from suffering. So we are in the same boat. The whole world is in the same boat. See, we're all connected, intertwined. So that's why we need to cultivate this such called the bodhicitta, the mind of the enlightenment, to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. So that's what's called Dharma, Buddha's teaching. All the rest are just ceremony, just show. May not be Buddhism, or maybe they are Buddhism, but not maybe the Dharma, So this, we should understand that. So we'll say this together. First the four line. Vajra Lama, embodiment of three jewels, I take refuge in you and will until I attain sentient beings, victims of confused projection, suffering. in the generate mindset for enlightenment in order to establish you all in one state. Vajra Lama, embodiment of three jewels, I take refuge in you and will until I attain enlightenment. Sentient beings, victim of confused projection suffering, I generate the mindset for enlightenment in order to establish you all in non-abiding state. Vajra Lama, embodiment of three jewels, I take refuge in you and will until I attain enlightenment. Sentient beings, victims of confused projection suffering, I generate mindset for enlightenment in order to establish you all in the non-abiding state. Thank you. So this is the first, most important. Taking refuge, cultivating bodhicitta. As mentioned, it's not Buddhism. It's the method. It's the way, opening the door for the freedom of the suffering. See? Okay. Then next, we don't have a detailed explanation, but since we have the picture here, so you can visualize this, and we'll say this just once. Okay. Lord Vajradhara and Jigten Sumgin sit on a seat of the 10 strengths, 4 fearlessness, and the 18 unmixed Dharma, with the measure and manner marks of love, compassion, and bodhicitta, radiating rays of light, and non-conceptual enlightenment activities reach all migrator equally. So that this is expressing the quality of the Jigten Sumgin. That you visualize in front of you, above in the space, sitting on the golden throne, on the moon disk, sun, and lotus, inseparable of appearance and emptiness, like a rainbow. And then next, then we chant the mantra, looking at Jigten Sumgin. When we chant the mantra, light radiates from Jigten Sumgin, pervades entire universe, purifying the outer universe and the sentient beings, and we meditate all sentient beings' obscurations and defilements are fully purified, establish them into the enlightened state, including to ourselves. Rana Shiri Sarva Siddhi Om 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 Rana Shiri Sarva Siddhi Om
Shirya Sarva Siddhi Om Rana 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 Shirya Sarva Siddhi.
Now next is I mention here blessing supplications. So this here means first of all it expresses the nature of Lord Jigten Sungkun. It's not just a great teacher in his lifetime. So he's connected to all the Buddhas of the past, present, future. It's the embodiment of all those Buddhas, you see. You don't hear so much about Jigten Sungkun, mostly from me. There are other teachers, they talk all different deities. But this is a very important point that I'm making, because he started our lineage in the 12th century. So we are so connected. We are studying, practicing the teaching, what the Buddha taught, and how he communicated, you see. Those old deities, they're enlightened beings, but they didn't teach us any teaching, you see. You have to understand the point, you see. So here said, you are the Buddha's Nagakula Paradipa. Countless eons ago, Lord Jigten Sungkun was born as the name of this Buddha. This is expressed in the meaningful to behold his life story that I have translated, you see. And Devankara is the last Buddha before Buddha Shakyamuni, the third Buddha, you see, of the past. Maitreya of the future, you know, Buddha Maitreya, which is coming in the future, is the nature of Jigten Sungkun. And Shakyamuni Buddha, our historical Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, you know, just, I should say, reborn in the form of Jigten Sungkun. See? That's why Lord Jigten Sungkun can communicate, convey Buddha's teaching directly. If you study his teachings, there are such called Konchig, and the essence, the heart essence of mind, the teachings, those two famous books, big volume. So these are the real teachings that we need to pay attention. They will help us to attain Buddhahood. You see, as I mentioned, our mental affliction is not that easy to handle, you know. They keep coming back, you know. It's like a rubber band, you know. When you hear Mahamudra or Dzogchen, it looks very simple. They will not exist anywhere. It's like a cloud, you know, nothing. But when they manifest, they are tyrant. They will not give you opportunity, you know. So these teachings are so precious, penetrating. So we need courage. We need wisdom. You know, those, anyhow. Shakyamuni Buddha can present. Reincarnation of Nagarjuna. So you know, everybody knows Nagarjuna. You know? He was the principal teacher after Buddha who revitalized the Mahayana. Generally Buddha's teaching, especially Mahayana and Vajra teaching. You know, that's where all the scholars, they talk about Jigten and Nagarjuna, you know. So Jigten Sungpan is the directly reincarnation of Nagarjuna. That also, if you read the Meaningful to Behold, the life story, they are mentioned precisely. Jigten Sungpan said, this my body is not Nagarjuna's body, but the teaching that Nagarjuna taught is all in my mind. Fearlessly, he mentioned that. See, so reincarnation of Nagarjuna, the peerless Ranashri, Lord Jigten Sungpan, I supplicate you. So look at the Jigten Sungpan. That's how Jigten Sungpan is, the nature. No. So we say this prayer 3 times and together. You are the Buddhas, Nagakondobuddha, and Devamkara of the past, Maitreya of the future, and Shakyamuni of the present, the reincarnation of Nagarjuna, the peerless Ratnashri, Lord Jigten Sungpan, I supplicate you. You are the Buddhas, Nagakula Paradepa, and the Devamkara of the past, Maitreya of the future, and Shakyamuni of the present, the reincarnation of Nagarjuna, the peerless Ranashri, Lord Jigten Sungpan, I supplicate you. You are the Buddhas, Nagakula Paradepa, and the Devamkara of the past, Maitreya of the future, and Shakyamuni of the present, the reincarnation of Nagarjuna, the peerless Ranashri, Lord Jigten Sungpan, I supplicate you. Okay, thank you. Now, after taking refuge, cultivating bodhicitta, you know, so how Jigten Sungpan's as the qualities and the nature of the Jigten Sungpan's, just briefly, we just understand. And then by chanting the mantras, so forth, we made such a strong connection. With this, now we receive the 4 initiation. You all are now drawn to the initiation. When some teacher gives you this is empowerment initiation, everybody crowded. Now, here you are. No? And this initiation is called the initiation of the Samadhi. The Samadhi, meditative, meditative, receiving the empowerment. It's very powerful because you have to know yourself, at least the sense of this. Sometimes other initiations, you don't know sometimes what they're doing, you know. You just go there and get a drop of water, you know, and put the vase on your head, or maybe something to eat, and maybe some piece of what they call thread, put your neck. So I receive empowerment. That's not really empowerment. Empower means you have to get the quality, wisdom of those individuals, deity, Buddha, within you. Without having that kind of understanding, at least we don't count that receiving as an empowerment. There may be some blessings because you have a motivation, you know. Okay, so here we have now, as first I'll read it, saying, light rays emanate from the Lama's body, speech, mind. So see, Lama's body is here, whole, it's always whole body, especially this our head, because eyes are here, nose here, tongue is the ears here, and tongue is here, you know. So all then the body also, part of the body is here. So all the senses of the body is here, you know. So from the body, from the forehead, so light radiate, say here. Then from the speech, the throat, okay. And then the mind from the heart. Of course, sometimes we say mind is on here in the brain. The brain is the mind. Oh, nothing is wrong with that. That's okay. Actually, what I say is the brain is the office of the mind, and the heart is the home of the mind. You see. So your love, your compassion comes from the heart. See, and the mind goes to the brain, then this becomes office. You think too much. It's office here. So sometimes you bring down at the heart, make it home, relax your mind. Here, you know, so from the heart is the mind. And then from navel, where from navel, and so on, this is called the four empowerments. That is, you know, dissolves into my four places. From Lama Jigten Sungkun, Lord Jigten Sungkun's forehead, white light radiate, dissolves into your forehead, purifies all the physical obscurations, sickness, purifies attachment to the body, and receives the first empowerment. And then from Lord Jigten Sungkun's throat, red light manifests as wisdom speech dissolves at your throat, purifies all the obscurations, negative karma related to our speech. We realize all the sound as an echo. From Jigten Sungkun's heart, blue light as the wisdom of all the Buddhas manifests, dissolve into your heart, penetrate your mind, purifies all the mental delusions, obscurations, ignorance, everything. Realize your mind as the inseparable of the emptiness and luminosity. And from Lord Jigten Sungkun's navel, yellow light manifests its excellent qualities of all the Buddhas dissolve into your navel, pervades your body, speech, mind, purifies all the subtle obscurations. No, so this is called receiving the four empowerments, as mentioned here, no? Thereby purifying the four obscurations, body, speech, mind, and all the three, the fourth total, bestowing the four empowerment, base empowerment, secret empowerment, wisdom empowerment, and the fourth empowerment, the mudra, planting the seed of the four kayas, Nirmana kaya, Sambho kaya, Dharma kaya, Vajra kaya. The Lama then dissolves into myself. Then we meditate, Lord Chaitanya Sungpan, including the seed, dissolve into light. That light dissolve into you from your forehead. Pervade your entire body, speech, mind. Establish yourself as the enlightened state. See, my mind is the natural luminosity, emptiness. You know, in our dualistic state of the mind, we are grasping this, that, right, wrong, all this. In reality, it's all delusion. All their nature itself is illusory nature. First of all, you see, everything is impermanent. That we agree. We may not experience it. No, when you see the piece of rock, I saw this yesterday, last year, year before, still here, and tomorrow. So there's something we have that is called contrived mind. And scientifically, you see, that rock is nothing but just a dust particle. There's a composite of the many dust particle, you see. So that what Buddha taught. That's where form is emptiness. So that rock is emptiness. And the emptiness is the rock, you see. So we need to experience that, see. That's through the analysis, through the empirically analysis, we understand that reality nature. But through the experience, still we're not yet there. So this is how we experience this, no? So you see, basically, we just to understand, to make sure we understood, you know. It's not just we believe this, that, you know, but this is how we can understand. So this all phenomena is impermanent. Because of impermanent, their nature is illusory nature, you see. Because of changing. Impermanence means changing. So that changing means it's illusory nature. Because that itself doesn't stay that way forever. No. We were young. We were born as a child. Then we were young. Now we are all getting old. So look at your picture, a boy, as I meant a child, a small child. So this is me when I was 5 years old. How you can say that? Totally different. See? It's illusion. See? So we are within the illusion, we are so deluded. And we suffer so much from that. The main point here is how to free from this suffering. That's the point, you see. If you realize everything is just a manifestation, illusory nature, release the attachment to these. Mind just get out of that entanglement. And then you feel really relaxed. And that relaxation, peace, is not coming from anywhere, but through this kind of method. You're establishing yourself within the peace. And that's your reality nature, you see. So he said, luminosity, emptiness, you see. Then nobody can stop the manifestation. Even Buddha cannot stop. No. Yet that manifestation itself is nothing but emptiness, no separation. So make sure we understood this, why this. So then there, you just meditate. To do this meditation successfully, we need 3 points. Many of you have heard of 3 trainings. First off, we need wisdom. That's the most important. Wisdom, not just knowing some knowledge, this, that. This knowledge, wisdom of the emptiness, realization of the emptiness. This means we are just so much grasping on ourself, the self which does not exist, but we are grasping that something exists. So we are so entangled within that self. So through this practice, you see, receiving the 4 empowerment, purify all your body, speech, mind. Now where is the self? Where is the soul? It's just a manifestation. So manifestation means when causes and conditions come about, they manifest the result, the effect. That's the milk is the potential for the butter. But we cannot say the milk is the butter. Can we say that? No, But when there's causes and conditions come together, we can produce the butter from the milk. Now this butter here we're now using, is this the milk? That obviously not milk, it's a butter. Big difference, isn't it? Milk, butter. But without the milk, there's no butter. But butter is not milk, and milk is not the butter. That's what's called interdependent. See, that's called illusory nature. These are very important, you see, to understand that. See. So, that there's no self. But there's what called the label self, notion of self. In relative state, in the relative level, of course we cannot deny, I'm here, you are there. No? Like this. For the communication, we need this in the relative state. That's called relative state. We don't call it ultimate state. See? So this kind of meditation, see, this how the recipient for empowerment. You know how to receive this empowerment. You should know what means receiving this. So that means you are empowered. Buddha's enlightenment, wisdom, nature into you, that you are empowered to practice this. See? Putting vase on the head, I don't know how this empowered you. Or receiving drops of water, I don't know how much you are empowered. But this kind of meditative, receiving the initiation, empowerment, it's called, you receive the empowerment, which is within you, but this makes the condition to reveal your reality nature, who you are. So we all sentient beings are deluded by our obscurations. So this is the method how to dispel our obscuration. That's called. Obscurations are nothing but their empty nature. Yet we cannot say they're empty. We have to have a skill, wisdom, how to see that, how to tackle that nature. Make sense? So these are very important points that keep in the mind. So this is a short practice, but it's so precise, so clear. In your busy life, you can do this practice. It takes maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So you have no excuse. I cannot do this short and long practice. I have no time, you say. No. You can do this before you go to job, before you go to bed. What you need is, we need courage just to sit 10 minutes. We need this kind of our ability just to do this. Not only for enlightenment, even you get benefit at that moment. You can get a better sleep, some ease. It helps to relax your heart. Do this meditation practice. Okay. Okay, now we'll say this together. Light rays emanate from the Lama's body, speech, and mind and dissolve into my four places, thereby purifying the four obscurations, destroying the four empowerment, and planting the seed of the four kayas. The Lama then dissolved into myself. My mind is natural luminosity, emptiness. Just do a short meditation here. Just receive the four empowerments. Revisualize or refresh your visualization, receive the four empowerment, and then just meditate. Okay, thank you. Then next we do the dedication. Now, I think this we just say together here. Through both the innate virtue and the virtues accumulated the 3 times by all in samsara and nirvana, may I and all sentient beings filling space, none left out, realize the co-emergent ultimate reality and attain the final state of non-abidance in existence or peace. So here at the end it says that they attain the final state of non-abidance, means neither samsara nor partial nirvana. So Buddhahood is a non-abiding state. So there is a nirvana, sharavaka, Partik Buddha nirvana is a partial nirvana. So Buddhahood is beyond samsara and nirvana. So existence is samsara, and the peace is the partial nirvana. So it means our total, optimal goal of these practices is to attain the complete Buddhahood, as mentioned, which is within us, not somewhere else to go. So through this method of study practice, helps us. No. So it's here now. I was talking about the 3 trainings. I talked about the wisdom, you see. So wisdom is first very important, you see. There are 2 types of wisdom. It's called afflicted wisdom and unafflicted wisdom. The afflicted wisdom is our mundane level of wisdom. All these high-techs, technologies, like, these wisdom, these all produced from that smart mind. It's very impressive, but they will not give you total peace and happiness. Instead, maybe they give you more suffering. Nowadays, it's all these high techs and dehumanizing, You don't want to talk to your friend, anyone. You just by yourself isolated. Your friends are around there, but you are just looking at it. Or phone calls, you are having some good conversation with your friend there, and some of the phone calls, you just leave the conversation behind. You just say hello. It's just not so kind of pleasant, you see. So, like modern weapons, these are made out of great mind. Very sophisticated weapons, very destructive. Like ordinary mind like me, I cannot make these weapons, So this is called afflicted wisdom. So here, this Dhamma study practice is unafflicted wisdom. Gives you a way to realize how everything functions within in the dimension of the causality. See, how to free from delusion, how to capture your ultimate nature. This is called the unafflicted wisdom. So this wisdom is empirical wisdom. It's not a belief system. It transcends all the dualistic thoughts. So that wisdom is very important. To capture that wisdom, we need Samadhi, meditative concentration. Because our mind is so fickle, cannot rest in 1 second. No, so to have that mind with wisdom, we need the Samadhi as a support. It's called equipoise state of the mind. It's very crucial. No? So, synchronizing the meditative concentration, the calmness of the mind, and special insight, then that allow us to see the non-existence of the self, delusion, afflictions, see, which allows us to free from all the suffering. Now, in order to have the good samadhi, the shila, moral ethics, very important, like a foundation, ground. Shila means avoiding all the non-virtue, like say the 10 non-virtues, and abide with the 10 virtues. That's called shila, moral ethics. So actually moral ethics is the way how to purify all the non-virtues. So that gives you opportunity to maintain the purity nature of your body, speech, mind. Have a good discipline, it's called. They're not something Buddhists believe or Buddha created, but something that Buddha taught, how crucial it is as a guideline. You see, makes sense? So when Buddha said, don't kill, no, don't engage this kind of like say, sexual misconduct, so forth. Whether Buddhist or not Buddhist, it becomes a cause of suffering. It's not a Buddhism, you see. It's the how to protect yourself from the suffering. So Buddha, out of great wisdom, out of great compassion, wisdom knowing the causality nature as it is, and we to protect from our unwanting suffering. But the guidelines, all this, there's no exception for the Vajra. Sometimes you may hear in Vinaya these are not allowed, but in Vajrayana these are allowed. There's another delusion, you know. See, within the Buddha's teaching, we make more delusion sometimes, you know, instead to get out of the delusion. So we're entangled, confused, you know. Basically, Buddha means perfectly pure. You see, in all the vows, Vinaya vow, Mayana vow, Vajrayana vow, all the vows are designed to purify all the cause of suffering. Make sense? This we should know. Whether we can practice or not, but we should have a conviction. That's what Buddha said, that we understood, that it makes sense. Okay, so these are 3 training, as I mentioned, are very important. So this is, as mentioned, the short practice we can do if you come tomorrow, we can do this as well, short, But I thought it's just start with that, so that helps us to relax, to calm mind, to be yourself, to find out yourself, who you are. And then this weekend we have this, so it's very short, there's 11 verses, very short. It's called Vajra speech, the essence of the ultimate, or the Vajra speech of the ultimate essence. This, I made kind of the translation, polishing translation one after another. Looks like this is not the final, it's kind of the final, I should say, the latest my attempt of translation of this. It's very profound, complex subject. So my skill is not enough, you see. We need a real good... Anybody who speaks here Tibetan? You, how much? Okay, then, last. I will ask you. First of all, this is as you say, very short, as mentioned, only about 11 verses, but it contains such a profound meaning. The complete Buddha's teachings, all this, the sutra, tantra teachings, complete are contained here, and Mahamudra, or you can call Dzogchen, all are just here. First, this is written by, as you see at the last, it's mentioned, Ngorji Reba. Ngorji Reba was a disciple of Jigten Sungkun, one of the kind of foremost scholar, and realized. Even he met before Jigten Sungkun, he was totally established as a great scholar. So actually he came to see Jigten Sungkun because at that time Jigten Sungkun was already so famous all over Tibet. So of course that time there's no transportations like aeroplanes or train or buses or cars, nothing. All just walk on the foot for months, But people all over Tibet they go to see Jigten Sungkun. Because Jigten Sungkun at that time, he was well established. And then, not only human beings, he could give teachings to the animals, like vultures, like horses, So one time, a vulture was flying in the sky, and Jigten Sungkun spoke one word. The vulture understood and directly landed on the ground and meditated. So that you see, the Bodhisattvas who attend the 9th bhumi, 10th bhumi, they can communicate with all the different languages. You see, like Milarepa, he talked with a dog, deer, like that. So because of that, the word of mouth went everywhere. Then people just said, let's go to see the Lama who can give the meditation instruction to the vulture. like that. So Mochireba, so the Jigten Sumgul gives teachings, sometimes his terminology is so profound, unique. So Mochireba, as a great scholar, sometimes these terminologies, this feels uncomfortable with him, how he can use these terminologies. I disagree. So he came, he went to Jigten Sumgul to see who Jigten Sumgul and how he's teaching. Something like to debate, or ask questions. So he prepared some very profound questions because he was as a great scholar of both Sutra and Tantra. So Jigten Sumgul knew he was coming. So then his attendant, he told his attendant, tomorrow there's one important person is coming. Just let him in. And don't say anything. Because sometimes the attendant they say, oh, Lama is busy, He's doing something, So he came in. As soon as he saw the Jigten Sumgul's face, because of the relaxation of the Vajra, his kind of pride is just slowed down. He felt such a profound kind of feeling. So Jigten Sumgul said, welcome, please have a seat. So then they started discussion the Dhamma, where you are coming from, what you have studied, so forth. So during these discussions, Jigten Sumgul totally kind of know what he was thinking about. So during the discussion, so Jigten Sumgul answered or replied all that he was thinking through the discussion. And then, of course, again, all his, doubts, the fear, everything dissolved into emptiness. So that moment, he took Jigten Sumgul as his root guru, teacher. Said, there's no doubt that this is the Buddha in the human form. So, in his writing, he wrote a life story. If you read, I translated in the Calling the Lama from Afar. If you have the book there, the jewel ornament, just that. As I mentioned, he attended Jigten Sumgul for 12 years, receiving all those teachings. So he wrote the book, The Heart Essence of the Mahayana, the big book, So that at the end of that section, this is there. So I could not help not to translate this. So precious, so profound, So, but it's so profound, my English is not enough. You see, really to translate this, you need such a great skill. Tibetan, as well as English, both. So anyhow, that's the story of the writer, very brief, okay. So here he said, I place my head at the feet of Guru Jigten Sumgul, inseparable from the three kaya, Lord of great bliss. So three kaya means the three body. Dhamma kaya, the wisdom body, Sambhogakaya, the enjoyment party, Nirmanakaya, the manifestation or emanation party. So in one nature, Chaitanya Sungun, his guru, is the embodiment of all these three kayas. I shall explain the Vajra speech of essence of the ultimate, the inconceivable and profound nectar of the enlightened mind. Here you see Vajra speech. Vajra in Vajrayana Tantra is indestructible. You see this is a Vajra. This is just a symbol. This can be destroyed. This is not indestructible, So it's just a symbol, But the meaning of symbol Vajra means indestructible. So that, you see, having said that, you see, your Buddha nature that we have, everyone has it. And that which is fully realized, Buddhahood, the Buddha's wisdom. So these cannot be destroyed by any means. Even if we go to hell realm, we are bound in the hell. In the hungry ghost, we die, or without food, we suffer. In the animals, we suffer. But that Buddha nature cannot be destroyed. That's why we are studying, practicing the Dharma, to capture that, to see that. So here, Vajra speech means the wisdom that which explains that teaching, which shows the direct nature of that. It's called Vajra speech. So then, what that is about is the essence of the ultimate. So the essence of ultimate, that which explains about that, to understand the meaning. And then understanding is first step. It's very important. We have to have wisdom, that understand without mistake. But that's not enough, because we are not free from suffering. No matter how much you receive that teaching, we have to put into practice. See? For example, we can make such a delicious dish. You know all this, how to make the delicious dish, and put it on your table. So now this is the food you have. You see precisely. But if you don't eat it, what's the purpose? You debate for many years, but if you don't practice, what's the purpose? Make sense? See, what means we have to, as mentioned, sensation means the samsara. We are suffering. Because of what? Because of our mental afflictions, mental delusions. Everywhere. Regarding to that, there's no difference of West or East. Americans, there's nothing special Americans here, We here in America, we're also suffering from the mental afflictions, you see. Everywhere. So Dhamma teaching is taught for that. So Buddha's wisdom teaching is not only just for Buddhists. not only just for monks and nuns, but every sentient beings. That's why we say the prayer, all mother sentient beings. We don't say all Buddhists. We don't say prayer, may all Buddhists have happiness and causes of happiness. We don't say that. We say all sentient beings. No. That expresses some Buddha's impartial wisdom that pervades entire sentient beings. Because Buddha understood, at that time, Buddha enlightened Bodhigaya. Some of you went there. It's a small place. How he knows all over the universe they want peace and happiness, and where they are suffering from, what the cause of suffering. How you know? Nothing to do with the culture, belief system. No, you accept or not accept, you agree or not agree, but reality, what we are suffering from. So these are such important that we should understand, Otherwise, sometimes there's a danger we give up Buddha's teaching, So you receive so many empowerment one after another, and you get so much kind of benefit of empowerment. If you receive empowerment, then this, and you receive all those empowerment, nothing happens. Then you say, what went wrong? Teaching has no effect. What happened? Or I chant mantra, so many millions of mantra, doesn't work. What happened? I stopped counting mantra or chanting mantra. That happens, There are few cases like that. But if you know this way, you will never give up the Buddha's teaching, wisdom. You see? Even something you dislike, but you understand, you have the conviction. Then say, wow, there's mind delusion. There's no one to blame outside of me. It's my delusion that creates me. My delusion creates me, my hell realm. Make sense? So these are such a very important point. So that's why I say Vajra speech of the ultimate, of the essence of the ultimate, or the ultimate essence. That, now this is a title. So say the subtitle or the nature of that say the inconceivable and profound nectar of the enlightened mind. So inconceivable means beyond expression. It means in our ordinary language, you cannot express it. You have to meditate, as mentioned, through these three training of the morality as a foundation, and then Samadhi and a special insight. Through that, you can experience it. Yes, this is it. Because that special insight you cannot get from the world. The words are just duality. No. Just you should I give this kind of example. Like a honey, You say the honey is so delicious, so sweet. And the group of people have any idea what honey is about, suppose, And the lecturer comes and giving a lecture on the honey. Say, this is honey, how honey is a product, where it is produced, and this tastes like this, and express. It's so sweet, so delicious, has a lot of protein, it's good for you, for all you, good for your exam and enzyme, all these things, So then those group of people, it looks like so wonderful, but still I have no idea what that is, But then you put honey on your tongue. So this is a honey. Then you say, oh. So there's experience. You cannot express in the word, but only you experience. So there's your inner mental nature is cannot expressed in word, even by Buddha. So that's why Buddha taught us steps how to meditate. So that's what's called study, contemplation, and meditation. These 3 steps are taking, So moral ethics, meditative concentration, and the special insight. So even if you sit just for 10 minutes, it gives you real great peace. It's great healing, you see. If you do longer, of course. If you realize, then of course. So that's called the inconceivable and profound. Here, profound means our mind is so profound. Many layers. Those individuals who studied a lot of teachings, there's 5 parts, 10 bhumis. There are 5 parts. Go step by step because the development of the mind. There are 10 bhumis there. It's because the mind progressive. So Buddha taught directly to communicate with that. Relate to this, you see. That's what's called profound. Even though emptiness is one nature, but there's emptiness itself, there's no division. But the practitioner will have a lot of experience going through this, purifying our mental obscurations, and then also understanding, experiencing the quality of the emptiness, step by step, step by step. More you purify, greater there's a skill, qualities, abilities, you see. So we are, of course, that's what is profound nectar of the enlightened mind. So here he's writing this Lord Jigyo Songkhun's enlightened mind teachings. Here putting here into simple, short text that Buddha's teaching is about. So okay. So I shall explain. So this is now practitioners. First, you see, there are a lot of important things in our life. We know it. But if you study impermanence of all phenomena, a suffering of the sentient beings, which comes there, but if I say the suffering of change, and the conditional suffering or the pervasive suffering. So that's why first Buddha taught 4 noble truths, you see. First, Buddha did not teach emptiness, So everybody come, I'll teach you emptiness. He didn't say that, you know. Or Buddha, first he didn't give empowerment, you know. So I will perform this highest yoga tantra, you know, deity, so powerful, you know. He didn't say that. First he taught the Four Noble Truths, suffering. And when Buddha said, you should know the suffering, what it means, you see, our obvious suffering, we don't get what we want. We get what we don't want. You know, when we encounter obstacles, you know, when we're aging, when we get sick, when we die, there's a suffering which comes. But I don't have to say that about, because it's obvious, everybody knows. No need to say, you should know the suffering. You know? Say that, yeah, I know the suffering. You know? See, when we say you should know the sufferings, the deeper meaning of the suffering, you know, like where the condition of suffering, like you say, materially you're well off, you are just secure, you know, and say your retirement is just fine, no problem, you know, and yours, you know, Medicare, everything's taken care of, nothing to worry about these things. Now you ask, are you free from suffering? You know. Still, we are not free from suffering. Why? Then you have good place to live. You have good food to eat. Your families are successful. Now why? What's the problem? You know? See, that's what Buddha means. What lies underneath that? It's not a Buddhist belief as mentioned. It's not a Buddha's finding. Something we say, Buddha's finding. There's nothing Buddha's finding, but Buddha found how it exists. So there's, you see, the mental delusion and the karma. So we have these 5 skandha, 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, mental formation, consciousness. Everybody, all the human beings in the world are constituted within these 5, isn't it? See. So when we have this mental delusion, like I, self, grasping to self, ignorance, which is ignorance. No? Then, because of ignorance, there's attachment. We entangle with that. Then there's aversion. Within these 3 portions, we call 3 portions, then we create karma. No? Then you see that karma cause to bring the next result. So we are saying, no, prayer. Let us say prayer, world peace. First, let us say prayer, the cause of the world peace. It's very important, no? Peace is the result that we want. But now you ask, what's the cause for the peace? We don't realize that. So, as long as we have these mental afflictions, then there's a karma. So that's the called we are under the condition of suffering. No matter what. All we were entangled that at the end of the day, then there's no any essence. Make sense? See, you enjoy your life, so you may say life is perfect. Then at the end of the day, it's nothing perfect. See? It's suffering, you know. There's more pain. So that's why we need wisdom. Prepare for that. That's why Buddha said, avoid the cause of suffering. You see, sometimes people told me, Buddhists are so kind of negative. They are so pessimistic. They say life is impermanent, then suffering. That's what maybe you should have some kind of better idea, you know. I say yes. We should have such great positive. We have the wisdom solution for that suffering. See, that we should have. But while these things that exist in the world, we cannot be so positive. We should not be so kind of positive because they're changing. Suffering comes there. So release attachment to this. No, release attachment doesn't mean don't care about it. So, don't be so entangled with that. No? We need to eat breakfast, lunch, wear clothes. You see, this is necessary. But don't too much attach to this. Especially don't attach so much to your dinner. Because dinner is very important, you know. In the evening, all your family get together, then go to a good restaurant, you know. Anyhow, like this. So, when you know this, when you are convinced about these things, it's of course individual choice. Now, I'm just saying really nature. But how to practice, not to practice, do practice, is individual choice. This is not my business, you know. So I'm just trying to explain what the teaching is about saying, you know. So here what the saying is, you know, residing in the solitude without any needs of dependency. Totally freedom, like Milarepa did in the mountain. And after Milarepa, many great practitioners did the same thing. No, Pamutupa's disciple, great, Lingjirepa, and his disciple, Dongpa Tsangpa, his disciple, such great teachers, you know, every mountains were his disciple. And Lord Jigten Sungpun's disciples also like that. They're saying in Tibet, all the mountains are covered with the disciple of Jigten Sungpun. No? Many just die in the mountain. So that's without depending to anybody. Just you reside on the mountains, caves like that. Then, in the remote mountain and the forest, you see, with courage, diligence, renounce samsara, contemplate on impermanence. So now, first, renounce samsara means renounce the 8 worldly concern. You know 8 worldly concern, I'm sure many of you know. fame, wealth, comfort, praise. Everybody is looking after this four. No? And disgrace, no? Losing wealth, no? And somebody's complaint, not as a discomfort. Nobody likes this. So it's everybody in the world. No? So, say, renounce the samsara means that. Means no attachment. Okay. Then that we need a courage and diligence. Courage based on wisdom, compassion. No? The altruistic thought, the bodhicitta, need that. Then say, contemplate in permanence, as I mentioned. It is all, now I don't have to say so much. We all know impermanence, changing, no? Moment to moment. Reflect on this. Then after that, and the suffering of all migrators, everyone is suffering. Some are physically suffering, some are mentally suffering, especially those rich people who have high titles. They have more mental suffering. And there are some people in the country, no wealth. They have more physical suffering, no food to eat. But both are suffering. Sometimes when we talk too much suffering, we feel it's depressing, But please don't talk too much about suffering. It's depressing, Can you talk something positive, But in the Bodhicharya Avatar mentioned, understanding of suffering has a great wisdom, first of all, because it will allow you to develop such great compassion. You can give rise compassion even your enemy because they're suffering. And suffering will give you wisdom to see the suffering is the result of negative action. So you get wisdom to avoid the cause of suffering. And when you suffer, it kind of bring you in the real person as a luxury. When there's some arrogance, I'm something special, I do this, or I'm in this community, I'm something special, When we have arrogance, that kind of feeling, so, I'm also not free from suffering. So that gives you, some kind of yourself to ground it. So it helps to release our arrogance, you see. So these are some great benefits of the understanding, knowing about the suffering. So these are first, are very important. And then causality, as I mentioned, everything functions within the cause. Nothing stands independently. The causality is such a profound. To realize the complete causality is only Buddha's wisdom. Even great Bodhisattvas cannot explain the details of the causality. You have heard of Shariputra. Shariputra was a great, gifted of wisdom within the Buddha's disciple. So highly respected Shariputra. His achievement, his realization. Even he could not relate totally, completely about the causality. No? So like this. So causality is the dimension that which functions every phenomena. That's what's called interdependent. No? So these, then to study, to practice these things, we have to have the precious human life, as we know, as we have. Everybody has that kind of opportunity. Animals that don't have it. Also, not every human being has this. So we who have this opportunity, we should feel so fortunate, and we should take more responsibility to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Because we have a direct kind of connection, these teachings, and we take the responsibility. We may think, oh, I'm not capable of doing these things. We're not saying we should do right now, but we cultivate bodhicitta. I will strive to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Let's start from there. So these four, in contemplating the impermanence, contemplating about the suffering, the causality, the cause karma, and the precious human life. These four are first a very important topic. This four topic, when we contemplate, meditate on, makes the reason why we need to do these study practices. So these are the, don't feel they are preliminary. Don't feel they are very simple subject. They are not really simple subject. First of all, that I have this 5 skandha aggregate, this human life, precious human life. This is precious human life. This human life, precious human life I have is impermanent. Now this is the one that I'm getting older every second, and I'm functioning this body within the causes and conditions. You see, whatever causes and condition I have created, the result is manifesting within this body. See, and this body is, I'm in a state of suffering. I'm aging, getting sick, finally die, all those things. So this body is within these 5. Make sense? So it's good to reflect here. Then, now, this body, I see this. I cultivate loving kindness to all sentient beings, you see. From this body, all sentient beings desire for peace and happiness. I develop this thought to everyone, even my enemies. Then compassion to all sentient beings. Then bodhicitta, I cultivate bodhicitta with these 5 aggregates, this body. And then I visualize this body as the deity. So this body, the afflicted skandha, visualize into the unafflicted deity body. See? This body, with these 5 skandha, I meditate on the emptiness. See, without avoiding this body, I see as the deity, inseparable of appearance, emptiness. And eventually I realized Buddha's wisdom within this body. So this is very important to see this, you know. So there you can understand the individual's mental level, you see. So we don't seek enlightenment somewhere else. So when you say, I'm a Buddha Amitabha prayer, in the West you say, no, Buddha Amitabha is in the West, and then may I reborn in the West. And when in Asia, when we are in Asia, we think this America is the Pure Land. Now when we come to in America, now the Pure Land is somewhere else. You know? And this place is no longer so desirable to stay. Hawaii possible. Then Hawaii has a volcano, you know. I think last year they also had a lot of storms, you know. So there's a storm, there's a volcano, there's an earthquake, you know. So you can't stay too long there. Okay, so this is what impermanence and the suffering of all my creature who are shrouded by ignorance, means within the ignorance, attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, so forth, all sentient beings of samsara. We are all shrouded, all these delusions in our mind. So we try to minimize, first acknowledge, recognize, acknowledge, then utilize the Dharma, purify. See, we should not ignore this because we have the precious Dharma, the wisdom of the Buddha. Purify, step by step. Every time when you purify, you appreciate. That's what means precious human life. That's what means wisdom of the Buddha. That's what means the what's called adventitious obscuration, temporary, can purify. So we have such a powerful Buddha's wisdom, has every method, every ability to uproot total obscurations. And there's no doubt about it. But we need our courage, patience, fearlessness, conviction. Just follow. So I will practice Dharma until I stop my breath. I may be successful, not successful, but just doesn't matter. It's okay. Just do it. We can make mistake. Purify. Acknowledge our mistake. We can make mistake repeatedly, but repeatedly repair. Go forward. That's why Buddha took 3 limitless eons to become Buddha. So why we should be so depressed? No? We should feel kind of joyful, feeling of fortunate. No? So, then everything, when there's something goes wrong, it's just okay, that's fine. Everything is impermanent, because impermanence is such a powerful method to forgive. oh, this is impermanent, it's okay. This is impermanent, it's okay. We can make it better. We can improve, you know. So today, this is good, this morning. So I'm very happy to see that we have here many people that I have known before. Long time. That shows I'm getting old. But I don't know I'm getting wiser or not. Yes, Katie. You have a lot of questions here. Go on.
There's not a question. It is, for the first time in all these years of study, I understand what it is to be receptacle for the teachings, and how important it is, and how I shouldn't fail it, because this is mercy. And that's what you've given me today, and I can't thank you enough.
Very good. Yeah, and so usually, so I'm limited in many ways, you see, but I try to communicate as sincerely as possible. You know, as mentioned, I don't make anything something, but try to communicate what the Buddha's message is about. You know? As the Lord Jigten Sungpan, he kind of brought, Buddha's teaching, how Buddha talked. And then I have studied a little bit, I don't know all, so much. So I try to, share that, So it's for me, it has been very helpful, very helpful. Sometimes I say, why I become monk? I should not, So, and so, Buddha said this is how Jigten will communicate it, Yeah, it's crucial. That how it abides universally, within the dimension of the causality. So that helps me to survive, Thank you so much. We should make a short break for lunch. So I'm sure there's a dedication. So where is that? Oh, 159. 159. 159. There's our long data content. You don't have the more detailed one.
157.
157. Okay, that one. See, let me see. No. There's I think you have not included here. Those dedication prayers are very important, really. People don't pay attention.
Dedication prayer by Lord Jigten Sungpan.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, we should include here this. Yeah, because that's so important. Anybody has?
I think many people know it.
Know it? Yeah, you chant in English, I will chant in Tibetan, because I have not memorized it. Dhamma Jidur Rinpoche Zawadang Jibar Jibar Bandala Mataman Hidi Nyamun George Nazar Sanjata Jantu Pamata Paman Jaman Karuna Kundu Zawadang Dam Zangi Tiosum Zawadang Yabaka Zawade Jide Chuge Kura Juhi that the Bayan the Tang Rans Saramo Mijo Tata Sala Tor Jivata Nibajaka Baju. Don't do the thing you saw Jivama, but I never get the water, the Dumata, and the number of young was when you rumble to Georgia, Tazaki, Kaveta, Judgeable dear to Latin. Lunga years, we just depend on Georgia, Takajula, Numa, the Sajid, the Manga, so Major Georgia, Tapata, and Nipata, could the citizens of Major Georgia, Tamay, Union. Okay, open page 159. 159. Okay, just we say this in English. Okay. But the virtues collected the 3 times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, and my all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of great Kongpa Ratna Shirin, who is omniscient Lord of Dhamma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Thank you. First, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. All the stress related to this session, just exhale. And once more, please inhale fully. Exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. Exhale. Just try to relax, no? In the meditation, when you go outside, when you eat, anything, all the time try to relax. Okay, thank you so much.
Please, everybody, stay and join us for lunch. Be served very quickly outside. And please, if you haven't had a chance to register at the front desk, please do that. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. And we'll come back at 2 o'clock.